Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name is Freedom. Thank you for joining me. In today's episode, I'm going to try something a little bit different. Obviously, I'm usually sitting in front of the camera, but today I thought I would give it a whirl, trying it with these different images. So, see how we go. Alright, today's episode is about why do narcissists marry? As always, before I start, can I just remind you, if you like my videos, to give them a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. That bit's really important. And if you've got anything to say, leave it in the comments. Alright, lovelies, let's get down to it. So, why do narcissists marry? Well, I suppose you've got to ask yourself, why do normal people get married? Right, have a think about that. And then think the total opposite. Narcissists do not get married for the same reason that us non-disordered folk do. When a narcissist gets married, it is not till death do us part. It is until something easier comes along that gives me the same amount of fuel, or until I find new supply that amuses me more. Or until I get sick of you, or until I destroy you and leave you lying in the gutter like yesterday's news. Now, there is no such thing as loyalty with a narcissist. This is another thing we have to remember. When we think of marriage, we think of commitment and loyalty. There is no loyalty taking place within a situationship or relationship with the narcissist. So if you think that by getting married to the narcissist that they are going to be loyal and they are going to be faithful and they are going to put you above all others, you are mistaken. Narcissists use marriage. First and foremost, narcissists use anything they can to get whatever it is that they want. And they do not think twice about breaking I suppose, societal rules. So they don't think twice about marrying for money. They don't think twice about marrying for opportunity. They don't think twice about taking advantage of someone to meet their own needs. And if it means getting married, well then, hey, they will get married. So let's go to it. Number one, the main reason narcissists get married are to use people. They are all about usury. Whether it is what you own, so your actual property, possessions, money that you might have in the bank, whether it's your titles, so you might actually be someone who has some kind of social standing, some kind of title, some kind of name. You might have fame. You might be somebody. And I'm doing that with air inverted commas, but you can't see it. And that, because narcissists love that kind of thing. That rubs off on them, in their mind, that is. That makes them look good. So if it makes them look good, then, well, hell, why not? So as I said before, it's about usury. It's about personal, professional, and public gain. So whatever they can get from you on a personal level, on a professional level, or on a public level. This is one of the main reasons that narcissists get married. They're very strategic. They don't, as I said, they don't get married for the same reasons we do. They often do it to future fake, so to make people think that they're going to be around for the long haul. But as no one has, a crystal ball in their back pocket, there's no way of proving whether or not they're going to be. But history has shown that narcissists do not commit to anyone but themselves and their pursuit of supply and fuel. So the second reason that the narcissist will marry is that it creates an illusion of stability and normality. So, for example, you may not realize that his relationship with his ex is as fraught with danger and heartache, and that things went really bad with the ex. You may not be aware of that. So if you're currently with a narcissist and he's rushing you down the altar, you may be very flattered, and he'll be telling you all the right things too. He'll be saying that, he's never met anyone like you before. You complete him. The love that he has with you is nothing like he's ever had with anyone else before. I mean, this is all very flattering, to people who want to feel unique, who want to feel different and special, who maybe have never felt that way before. So people, will gobble that up. And in actual fact, it's just like, baiting a hook, really. It's, putting, the fish on the hook, the worm on the hook for the fish, so putting what you want to hear out there on that hook for you so they can reel you in. So you may not know, but his reputation might have been ruined recently. He might have, had a narcissistic injury take place. So if his ex left him, or if their marriage broke down, or even if he did the discarding, if she didn't cry and beg and plead him to take her back, then that will have created a narcissistic injury. So in his mind, getting married to someone else makes it look as though he was not the problem. It makes it look as though he's healthy. Look at him. He's normal. Look at him having a relationship. Oh, and they're getting married, so it must be serious. So it's an illusion. It's an illusion, and it shows the world that he's stable and that he's normal and there's nothing wrong with him. So you might not know. As I said, you might not have a clue coming into the new relationship as the new supply or the new victim. You have no clue about, his relationship with his ex, other than what he tells you, obviously. But this is a very, this is a very narcissistic trait, this using marriage to create an illusion for the rest of the world. All right, so number 3. Well, why do narcissists marry? It's nice to have someone who will be a maid, who will cook for you, who will be your personal assistant, who will, chauffeur you out medication when you need, when you've got a headache at work, who will literally jump through hoops for you, who will, have sex with you every night, cook for you, clean, do everything for you. And the thing is, narcissists will down their partner's sense of self-value to the point where they will put up with so much abuse, ask for so little, and give so much. I mean, so that's a win-win for a narcissist, really. I mean, so they've got someone literally doing their laundry for them, while they, with that time that's now freed up, can be outsourcing new supply. And the beautiful thing about it is, when they're out there and the new supply doesn't work out, they can always go home and, there's good old wifey going to do her wifely duties for the night. It's a win-win for the narcissist. This is why they marry. Nothing to do with love, loyalty, building a life together. Nothing at all. It's all about the illusion that it creates and the effect that it has on you as their primary supply. So in your mind, you are thinking, oh, but we're married. All we have is, this is for real. It's for life. I have to put up with his bullshit at the moment because he's just going through a hard phase, but he's not always going to be like this. When we get old, I can just imagine us, on the balcony, on our rocking chairs, watching the grandkids, and it's just going to be so nice. So they get you dreaming about a time in the future where it's going to be okay. Meanwhile, you're sucking up all of their bullshit on a daily basis. And still, as I said, cleaning for them, cooking for them, running errands for them, giving them sex whenever they want it. I mean, it is the ideal situation. Oh, and let's not forget, everything that's yours is theirs too now. There's that added bonus. All right, so which brings me to point, I think it's 4, financial gain. So what you have is what they want. So when they come into the relationship, if you have something and they want it, this is the quickest way to get it. I mean, why work for 10 years, 20 years to have something when you can just marry someone who's already got it, and then you can take half of it, or you can push them to kill themselves, or you can, put them in a mental institution. You can drive them crazy slowly, put them in a mental institution, and then have their, take complete ownership of their property and net worth. I mean, this is the reality. These individuals are con artists, manipulators, liars, and they are so deceitful. I mean, they just don't care about anyone but themselves. In their mind, if you have it and they want it, it should be theirs. I mean, rightfully, it should be theirs. So they have no qualms about taking what belongs to you because of this grandiosity and self-entitlement where they believe it should be theirs. Number 5. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets them something that they want. So who knows what it is that they want? You're not privy to that information. They don't tell you anything. The things that they do tell you are just to lead you down a garden path that is further away from the truth than you are right now. So they keep you in the dark. You've got no clue what they're up to. But I can guarantee you 100% that if they are getting married to you, it's because it's going to get them something that they want. It is not because they love you so much that they can't live without you. It is not because they plan on sticking around till death do you part. It's not for in sickness and in health. It is for in health, in wealth. It's for the good times. When the bad stuff comes, which it always does, they're not going to be around. Or they might be around physically, but they're going to be distant because they're on the phone to the new supply, or they're sneaking off to the new supply. And there'll be this feeling of there's never just the two of you in the relationship. There's always something going on that you don't know about. This feeling that your marriage has 3 wheels, or that there's always someone else involved. So they actually will use this, this tool. I mean, marriage is a tool. It's one of society's tools, but they will use it to their full advantage. Make no mistake about it. So if you're in the situation where a narcissist has asked you to marry them, run for the hills. If you're in a situation where you are still legally married to the narcissist, figure out your escape plan and get yourself out of there, because it's not going to end well. These things never end well. And when I say that, I'm not exaggerating. When push comes to shove and things go bad, they get very bad. You can spend 15, 20 years with someone and then act a certain way the entire time. But when you actually catch them out cheating, or there's something that goes down, once the mask has come off, you will see that you've been with someone completely different this whole time. And when you see that person, you'll be shocked by the fact that that person even exists. And secondly, you're going to be horrified that you committed your life and you gave them so